Welcome back to Top 5. The arena buzzed with anticipation, the air thick with tension as spectators from across the multiverse gathered to witness the brutal spectacle known as the Who Will Win tournament. The colossal structure, a blend of futuristic technology and ancient architecture, stood tall against the night sky, illuminated by flashes of vibrant colors and the roaring cheers of the crowd. It was here that the first round was set, and two formidable combatants were about to face off. In one corner stood Green Arrow, the master archer and vigilante from Star City, ranked 21. Clad in his signature green hood, he exuded an aura of confidence and determination. With a quiver full of trick arrows and a bow that had seen countless battles, Oliver Queen was ready to prove himself once again. He had faced down supervillains, gods, and even the supernatural, but the stakes had never been higher than they were now. Across the arena, Storm, the 12th ranked combatant, stood poised and powerful. Dressed in her sleek black outfit that accentuated her commanding presence, she was a goddess of weather with the ability to summon lightning, wind, and rain at will. Ororo Monroe's white hair flowed like a storm cloud, and her piercing blue eyes sparkled with intensity. She was not just a mutant, she was a warrior, and she had a fierce determination to emerge victorious. As the signal to begin the battle echoed through the arena, the crowd erupted into a frenzy. The rules were clear, this was a fight to the death, and only one would leave the arena alive. The two fighters circled each other, sizing one another up, their minds racing with strategies and countermeasures. Green Arrow was the first to strike, drawing an explosive arrow from his quiver and launching it toward Storm. The arrow soared through the air, a green blur against the backdrop of the arena. But Storm was ready. With a flick of her wrist, she summoned a gust of wind that redirected the projectile, causing it to detonate harmlessly in the distance. The crowd gasped, impressed by her swift reaction. "Is that all you've got, Archer?" she taunted, her voice a confident melody against the chaos. "Just getting started," he replied, a smirk forming on his lips as he quickly switched tactics. He unleashed a barrage of arrows, each designed to incapacitate or distract. One arrow released a flash of blinding light, while another shot forth a net intended to ensnare her. Storm's eyes narrowed as she harnessed her elemental powers, summoning dark clouds that roiled overhead. Lightning crackled, illuminating the arena with electric energy. With a graceful leap, she dodged the arrows, raising her arms to call forth a storm. The wind howled as she conjured a fierce whirlwind, sending debris flying and obscuring Green Arrow's line of sight. "Time to end this," she shouted, her voice resonating with authority. The cloud surged, and a bolt of lightning struck towards Green Arrow, who barely had time to roll out of the way. The ground exploded where he had stood moments before. The battle raged on, with Green Arrow using his agility and archery skills to evade Storm's lightning strikes and fierce winds. He quickly assessed the situation, realizing he needed to outsmart her rather than overpower her. With a calculated move, he reached for an EMP arrow, a special arrow designed to disrupt electronic devices. As Storm prepared to unleash another bolt of lightning, Green Arrow aimed the EMP arrow directly at her. With a swift release, the arrow flew true, hitting its mark. The surge of energy disrupted Storm's control over the weather momentarily, causing the storm clouds to dissipate and the winds to calm. Seizing the opportunity, Green Arrow closed the distance between them, drawing a close-range arrow tipped with tranquilizer. "This ends now," he declared, lunging forward. But Storm, regaining her composure, reacted just in time. She summoned one final burst of wind, sending him tumbling back. "Not yet," she cried. With a fierce determination, she raised her arms, calling forth a swirling vortex of energy that gathered around her like a protective barrier. The arena shook as she unleashed a powerful windstorm, aiming to blast Green Arrow away. But Oliver was tenacious. He quickly adjusted his strategy, drawing an arrow that would disperse the wind. He released it with expert precision, the arrow piercing through the storm and hitting its mark, creating a temporary lull in the chaos. In that brief moment of clarity, Green Arrow took a deep breath and focused. He had one last trick up his sleeve, a special explosive arrow designed for maximum impact. With his heart racing and the crowd on the edge of their seats, he aimed carefully at Storm, knowing this could be the final shot. "Goodbye, Storm," he shouted as he released the arrow, its trajectory unerring. Storm's eyes widened as she realized the gravity of the situation. But she wasn't going down without a fight. Drawing upon her last reserves of strength, she summoned a massive bolt of lightning, aiming it directly at the incoming arrow. The two forces collided in a spectacular explosion, illuminating the arena with blinding light and deafening sound. The shockwave knocked spectators back, and dust filled the air. As the smoke began to clear, the crowd held its breath. Standing amidst the debris, Green Arrow was battered but still on his feet. However, Storm lay sprawled on the ground, the remnants of their battle evident in the charred earth around her. Breathing heavily, Green Arrow approached her, bow at the ready but his heart heavy. "You fought valiantly, Storm," he said, acknowledging her strength. With her last breath, she looked up at him, a mix of admiration and resignation in her eyes. "You were a worthy opponent, Green Arrow." In that moment, the arena erupted into cheers and roars, celebrating the victory of Green Arrow as he stood over the fallen warrior. He had survived the first round of the Who Will Win tournament, but the cost weighed heavily on him. This was a fight for survival, but it was also a reminder of the humanity that lay beneath their extraordinary powers. As he exited the arena, the echoes of the battle still ringing in his ears, Oliver Queen knew that the tournament was far from over. More challenges awaited, and he would need every ounce of skill and heart to navigate the deadly path ahead.